3 children aged 1, 4 and 9 have died after a fire gutted their home at Wesbank in Kuils River in Cape Town. Fire spokesperson Jermaine Carelse says 24 firefighters were deployed to the scene. He says several informal structures and 2 houses were gutted in the blaze. The cause of the fire is unclear at this stage.
3 children aged 1, 4 and 9 died in a fire in Wesbank this morning, Saturday, July the 2nd. The City's Fire and Rescue Service was alerted at 15 minutes after 2 that there was a dwelling on fire in Baxley Crescent. When they arrived on scene, firefighters found several structures burning. A total of 24 firefighters managed to contain and extinguish the blaze just before 4. During firefighting operations, the bodies of the children were discovered in one of the informal structures. Several informal structures were completely destroyed and 2 formal dwellings were damaged.
All right, now let's cross to our reporter Atule Joka for the latest on this devastating story. He's in Wesbank in Kuils River. Atule, good afternoon to you. I don't know what's good about it actually, because this is indeed a devastating story where these 3 small children burnt and died and lost their lives in this fire. Do we know at this stage, about this incident in terms of what caused it?
Well, at this stage, we are not sure what was the actual cause of the fire, but the community members have some complaints surrounding the services and also the way that electricity is distributed and also the issue of housing. But I will speak to the community leaders to get more on this matter. But what I can say is that the fire continues to ravage the Western Cape just about now. Earlier on today, we were at Grabo. Over 60 structures were gutted down to the ground and over 200 people are displaced. And when we were coming back, we heard of this devastating news that about 3 children unfortunately passed on here after this fire broke out early on in the morning at around 2 a.m. As Jermaine was saying, they had to come and contain that fire. It happened exactly right here, and these are the structures that he was speaking about that have been razed down and gutted to the ground. But I will speak to Pastor, who is a community leader here, to just talk to us about what actually happened here. Pastor, if you can start there.
The start 2 o'clock this morning. This place was starting burning from the backside, and the fire moved to this side. That was while it was in lockdown for the power. But I am very traumatized of the death of 3 children and the condition how the children was dying. 2 of the children was our Sunday school children, and it was very young. And we sit with it now. We sit with the situation where the mother is not entitled to bury the children. So there's also a very, very big need for my cry out for a community is from, if they can help the mothers, I will be very glad on that matter. And that then the other houses, all that when the houses was burned down, the people left without clothes, and some of them standing here, people bringing them clothes today. The other thing is the water. Yes, the water running out, and I think in that stage of that Eskom put off the electric while the people was there. There was no and that the main impact is while they start with this stages with shutdown, the electric load shedding. We have tremendous problems with when the houses and houses burning out.
And also, Pastor, I see there's this is like a block of about 4 houses, but I understand several structures were burnt here, about 10. You were saying most of the people are in backyard dwellers, and also that is your house. You're also renting out in that backyard. Just talk to us about the extent of the problem and also the issue of backyard dwelling and how this fire erupted.
Yeah, we're doing a search down on backyard dwellers, and we found that we have a lot of backyard dwellers, and our organization was last year collect backyard dwellers ID copies and prove that they are on a waiting list. So we forwarded documents to city to see that the backyard dwellers are entitled for housing. So we put them on the database, and some of them get houses from that state, because from the backyard dwellers, the waiting list is too long. Some of our people is 28 years, 30 years, and they didn't find any houses from waiting for houses. And that is the cause why the people are living like this.
Well, thank you very much, Pastor. A community leader just speaking to us about the extent of the problem here. I'm standing in a block of about 4 houses, but several structures had burnt down here. He's also explaining the problem, saying they've tried to take the names of the people to be sent to be placed and captured in the database, but up until to this stage, the municipality has not come forward to try and address that issue, saying some of the people have stayed here for about 28 years. I also have another community leader here. Mama, just talk to us about the extent of the problem. You want to understand what exactly was the cause of this fire. Let's start there.
We, at this moment, we can't say exactly what the cause of the fire is, because during that stage it was load shedding. Probably people used a candle. We don't know what the exact problem of the fire was. But even there was numerous calls out to Eskom already, tried to ask Eskom, especially for Wesbank, because we stay in Wesbank, we have a lot of crime in this area. So we beg Eskom to put our electricity or to give us load shedding. It's not like we said we don't want load shedding, but at least put our load shedding during the day, because in the night it's very dangerous for our people, especially also because we had a lot of backyard dwellers. We're sitting with a problem that people is using candles, so obviously there will be a problem like also for Wednesday evening, 2 houses further down in E-block side also burned down. So and it's way too much, and now more houses burned down and lives is taking. So it's a tremendous sad day for our community here in Wesbank. But it's like you can ask Eskom whatever you will ask and ask, but every time we just get our lockdown, our load sheddings during the night also.
Thank you so much. Well, these are community leaders just explaining to us that load shedding could have been possibly the factor in how this fire broke out, because there was a load shedding around 12 until 2 a.m. and then around 2 a.m. this fire broke out here, cutting down some of the structures here. If I may step out of the shot for you to just see some of the remnants of these structures that were here, which have been raised down and gutted to the ground. What we see now is just the remnants and the corrugated iron structures which had formed those structures. We understand that unfortunately about 3 children had to lose their lives here, and we understand that also one man was trying to save and salvage the children from the fire. He's unfortunately in hospital fighting for his life. He's also in a critical condition. So this is the impact of the fires that are ravaging and devastating the homes here in the Western Cape. The fire authorities are urging people to also remain cautious and very vigilant.